Aloha, folks, and welcome back. I'm here today to talk about everyone's favorite topic, and that's professional liability insurance. But I got a little tip for you this time. I want to help you save 10% on Dan professional liability insurance renewals for the 2024-2025 insurance renewal season coming up. We get tons of questions about insurance, but this should be a happy topic here because I'll show you how to save literally 10% on renewing your insurance. If you use Dan Insurance or if you're moving over to them this year, you can find all this information on dan.org, and Dan will be emailing you out as well if you're a Dan member in regards to this savings opportunity as well. So let me run you through it. For professional liability insurance, don't forget, as part of Dan, based out of the United States, you can get professional liability insurance. Stores and resorts can get group professional liability insurance. You can also get general liability and seek out options for commercial property as well. Make sure and cover your bases with insurance. We know it's super important. So in terms of saving 10%, well, Dan released a statement recently talking about continuing education for dive pros. If you are a Dan member and you log in, you can take this course for free. And as a result, after about a 1 hour training session, it will give you an additional 5% off your liability insurance. So let's see what that looks like. For professional liability, you can see here that a non-member cost, if you're not a member with Dan, for this upcoming renewal season is $999. If you are a Dan member, you automatically get 5% off. That's $943. If you're a Dan member and you complete this roughly 1 hour long course, if you're an instructor, it drops at 10% to $900. Well, just shy of 10%, right? You can also see the other calculations here for different levels, depending on what it is you need. But this works for you as an individual member. If you're a dive center or resort that uses group professional liability policies, it applies for you as well. The only caveat is that each of your instructors also need to complete this course. So make sure prior to your renewal season coming up that you get your staff who's covered under your group liability policy to take the Dan e-learning course, and it will ultimately save you on your insurance renewals. So let's take a look back on the continuing education for dive pros. If I'll put this link in the description, also put it on Facebook and WhatsApp. But if you click here and log in to start course, you'll notice there are 4 different logins. For those in the US, we log into Dan. For those of us in Palau and other areas, they use Dan World, but that's available there. Once you log in, you'll be familiar with this landing page. You scroll down to where it says Dan e-learning. And once the Dan e-learning page opens up, you'll notice it defaults onto My Courses. Dan does instruct you on the landing page. Click on Available and look for the course. In my case, it's here at the bottom called Continuing Education for Dive Professionals, Course 1 Liability. That's the course you're going to want to complete. Make sure and complete the course prior to seeking renewals for your professional liability insurance. They won't retroactively give you the discount, but if you do it in advance, they will provide you that additional 5% off your member rate. Remember, non-members receive pro liability for this upcoming season at a price of $999. If you are a Dan member, you get 5% off of that. And if you complete this course, you get an additional 5% off. So it drops it to $900 even. Definitely recommended, whether you're an individual member or you're a dive center or resort using a group policy. Make sure and get your pros to complete this course prior to seeking that membership renewal. Again, I'll put the links to this in the comments as well as on Facebook and WhatsApp. I'll email them out as well. But Dan will also be emailing you about this if you are already affiliated with them. I hope this is a quick tip on how to save you 10% on your upcoming pro liability insurance renewals. It's great news all around. And as always, don't forget, respect and protect the locals.